First, I would like to thank and extend our warm wishes to Srimati Chandrima Rai for accepting our invitation. For agreeing for uniting us with the talk related to the vigilance domain. So before we start the proceedings, I would like to introduce the speaker. Srimati Chandrima Rai has taken over the Senior Deputy General Manager and Chief Vigilance Officer of South Central Railway since January 2019. And prior to that, she was again in the same portfolio, the DGM and Chief Vigilance Officer, Southeastern Railway. And several operations she has attended. She was the Chief Passenger Transportation Manager, Eastern Railway. And she belongs to Indian Railways Traffic Service, IRTS 1994 batch, and started her career as Assistant Operations Manager, Dhanbad Division. With all her academic and professional excellence, Srimati Roy successfully transfers along way in her career in various capacities as Divisional Operations Manager, Delhi, Regional Manager, Press, Secunderabad, Mumbai Division, Chief Commercial Manager and CPRO South Central Railway, and she also worked as the Railway Advisor, High Commission of India at Dhaka, Bangladesh. She has vast experience in railway operations and worked as additional divisional railway manager, operations Secunderabad. And she also has keen interest in sports and other social cultural activities. With this brief introduction, indeed it is our pleasure to invite you for this talk. And I also like to thank both Badri and Madam for extending the invitation to us. And hope she would enlighten us with the various aspects of the I leave the floor over to you.
Yeah, definitely. Now it really looks like a proper class. A very good afternoon to everybody who is present here. So it was actually, this week is a very busy week for all of us in Vigilance, because we have a whole series of activities that we undertake. But in that, this time, because I had some problems, I could not travel to other divisions and all. So therefore, I had some time to spare. When I was approached saying whether I would like to come and give a talk here, I readily accepted such a privileged institute that we are feathered enough the cap for South Central Railway. And I'm very thankful to all of you to have given me this opportunity to come and address you. And I was not very certain about who's the target audience, because in all this rush, I forgot to ask whom am I supposed to be addressing. And I must tell you that it came as quite a surprise to me that I think Hyderabad also has a vigilance officer, because I did not know that academic institutions have vigilance officers. So I'm told that most of you are either teaching, all of you teaching, or some of you are in administration. And all of you are in administration. So then I don't know how long you have joined. So let us start with, if I'm going into any boarding areas, please let me know. Otherwise, I will continue. If whenever you feel like interrupting and asking a question, I will be very happy to address your questions. I cannot say that I will be able to give you a perfect answer, but definitely I shall try, and it can lead to a discussion also. So feel free to interrupt at any time. And anything that you want to know, because what are your expectations when somebody gets, of course, if I must admit that it is very boring to be told, just after lunch, please come and listen to a dry subject like vigilance. So if there is some discussion, perhaps it will not be as dry as, it would be otherwise. So let us start with what is vigilance. Vigilance, is something which is very peculiar to the government sector because it is not something which you have in the private sector. In fact, everybody who goes in, if you say in private sector, recently I had experience. I had to go and get some scanning done in Apollo Hospital. So then they said, don't we get referred by this? I went to Apollo Hospital. So the person there, she asked me, after you are a graduate, I said, yes. What are you looking after? I didn't say this SDGM because SDGM is such a confused designation. It's neither senior, it's not deputy, nor is it general manager. So outside railways, nobody understands. But if in a government sector, you go and say you're the chief vigilance officer of a unit, they do understand. So I just told her I'm head of vigilance. So first of all, she could not catch the word vigilance. And she said, what is this vigilance? So obviously Apollo Hospital doesn't have any vigilance since they are something which is a private organization. Normally, if you see the English definition of the word vigilance, vigilance means to be alert, to keep a watch around you. That is, you say to be vigilant. So that means you are just keeping a watch and you are alert. In government sector, vigilance means a means of keeping a watch to see that you do not have corruption in the organization. Now, this Vigilance Awareness Week, I think you may already be knowing, we have a body called Central Vigilance Commission, CVC, which is like CVC, CBI, these are bodies which were made to control corruption in the government. Now, government, why do we need to control corruption in the government? Because unlike the private person, see, if it is Ambani, Adani, they are spending their own money. How they spend it doesn't matter. But in the government sector, whose money are you spending? You're spending the common citizens, that is the taxpayers' money. So if you're spending somebody else's money, suppose your friend gives you some money, say, okay, 1,000 rupees, you're going to the market, you please buy this coffee and so when you're spending your friend's money, when you come back, obviously she will want to know, okay, what did you buy? How much did you pay? Can you show me the bill? She will not. But suppose you are spending your own 1,000 rupees. You would say, okay, bill diya, doesn't matter, I'll spend it, it's my money. But then as soon as you're spending somebody else's money, you become accountable for it. So there are two very important aspects in government work. One is financial propriety. When you are spending somebody, we have, I don't know if anybody of you is from the accounts department here. Is anybody from accounts department? So, accounts department people will know that there are something called canons of financial propriety. When you're spending, you are supposed to be very careful about what you're spending, and you are supposed to keep an account of what you're spending, and you should be able to justify your expenditures. Similarly, this vigilance is another aspect which is totally, a government aspect. That you have a body which is keeping a watch on everybody to ensure that corruption is reduced. This CBC, was formed after we got independence. There was a committee which was set up called Santhanam Committee. If anybody is interested, you can go into the internet, type Santhanam Committee. It's a very, very good report which they have prepared. There were MPs and bureaucrats, everybody part of this committee, and they have given chapter-wise different things which are to be done. Because at that time itself, there was a lot of, after we have got independence, lot of corruption kind of thing had come up. So therefore, they wanted to curb that. Based on this committee, the Central Vigilance Commission was set up. I think, if I'm not mistaken, it was around 64 or something. Now, CBI, that is Central Bureau of Investigation, already existed. There was something like, I don't recall exactly, there was some special police, police establishment of Delhi. So that, out of that came out the CBI. So this CBI is supposed to try cases on any government, and of course they do have, like, the ambit of CBI has now been extended to cover economic offences also. So if somebody is taking like bribes for like private person also, what happens with a government vigilance organization? We have no control over the private persons. Suppose somebody has guns, like, in railways, I will tell you, I will try to give you examples of railways only because since my experience is more. And since railway is such an organization, I'm sure all of you also will be able to relate with that. I'm sure all of you have traveled in trains. Many of you might have paid the ticket examiner for 500 rupees to get a berth. So those can, or being charged extra by the gateway person. So these are all petty corruptions which happen, and railways I will say. So what I'm trying to say is that this CBI, suppose in railways, you have cases where railway jobs, government jobs are very much in demand. Everybody wants a government job because they feel the government job means you can get into the job, you can have a nice, cushy life, security of employment is there, good salaries, you don't have to do much. Railway is not like that, I can assure you, after having spent almost 30 years in railways. But what happens, there are a lot of private people who promise these jobs. Nobody can give you a job in railways. Even I cannot give you a job in railways. There are recruitment bodies. There is the Railway Recruitment Board. Another is Railway Recruitment Center. So Railway Recruitment Center and Railway Recruitment Board, different types of recruitment are done by these people for the non-gazetted. And all gazetted officers get recruited by the UPSC. Whether it is engineers or civil services, it is UPSC which does the recruitment. But you have so many cases. You give me 5 lakhs. This I will give you a railway job. Now, what these people actually do? See, you are taking an RRB exam, Railway Recruitment Board exam. So, chances are that you might get the job. Chances that you may not get the job. I tell you, you give me 5 lakhs, get you the job. If you get the job, I say, I cut you the job. If you don't get the job, I give you refund. Okay, sorry, some problem happened. One officer didn't listen to me. So what happens with doing nothing? You sit and earn 5 lakhs. For the person who would anything, people are so unsure about this that they are ready to pay 5 lakhs, even though they know that they have done the exam where there are chances that they will get in. But still, 90% people are ready to pay that money. So in such cases, we do not have the wherewithal to catch the private person. Like SDGM of a railway or the CDO of Ministry of Railways also cannot go and catch a private person. That is only for the police. But CBI has jurisdiction over such people. We have many cases where contractors are giving bribes. Then what happens when the contractor, there is something recently, somebody else complains. Then what happens? Then CBI is able to do an investigation and take action against the private contractor and also the government officer, officials who are involved. So that is CBI interest. Now let us come back. I've just diverted from there to CBC. So CBC was set up. Now CBC has many functions. One is to corruption. In fact, they do this week, 1 week, which I'm sure I think you may already be knowing. It coincides with the birth anniversary of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. I think you might have had the unity pledge and all that also. So whichever week, 31st October is falling, that week is on this thing, celebrated, observed as Vigilance Awareness Week. Last year, 31st was, I think, Sunday or Saturday or something. So we observed it from this thing, not in November, but the week ending with 31st. 31st was the last day of the Vigilance Awareness Week. So it has to be, if 31st is on Monday, it starts from Monday. If 31st is on Wednesday, it starts from Monday. What is the purpose of this Vigilance Awareness? See, what CBC feels is that just catching people, you have done something wrong. I catch one of you, I give you punishment. That's one aspect of it. That is called punitive vigilance. But you have two more kinds of vigilance. One is preventive vigilance. That what action can you take to prevent corruption? There are various systems which are there. We have, if you've seen, most of you look like youngsters, but people who are slightly older will remember the license branch which used to be there. For every little thing, you had to get a license. Before we had the economic reforms coming in India, you had this, for everything you have to give license. And for every license, you have to pay something. I remember there used to be one Hindi serial office or something like that, where they used to go every time, and each person used to ask. I don't remember the name of the serial, but then it used to be he is being asked by a bride, and then one person takes the bride, then he says no, that person will do. When he goes to that person, he says no, give me some more. So the common citizen is going round and round. So this used to happen. So now what has happened is that you try to change the systems to bring about more transparency. When you're doing those kind of system improvements, bringing around transparency in the system, see, so much now, everything is available on the internet. If you have your vigilance officer, I was not asked to give my resume and all that. From somewhere in the internet, he found. I was also surprised that any detail about me is available from there. So that is why it has become a much smaller thing. And we keep talking about global village. Everything is available on the internet. So then this also helps to bring about transparency. So when you do these kind of system improvements, it is called as preventive vigilance. Then you have these kind of things, which are participative vigilance. See, one vigilance officer or at the most, see, vigilance department in South Central we have about 8 officers and maybe around another 20 to the odd inspectors. The number of employees for South Central Railway is 90,000. So can these few people prevent corruption or even keep a watch on so many people? It's just not possible. For anything to succeed, every person has to be vigilant. So everybody has to function as a vigilant officer. That is what is known as participative vigilance. That is very important aspect that everybody keeps a watch. You must have taken the integrity pledge yesterday. Okay. So the integrity pledge, of course, it starts a little this thing with a pessimistic note saying, I believe that corruption is there in the society and it's the root cause of all evil. But then, you have to put points in that. Okay? Corruption means not only giving and taking bribes. There are various other forms of corruption also. And that we are pledging. If we find somebody who is corrupt, we will bring it to the notice. That is one of the points. Then there is that I shall lead by example. That we will lead by example to show how not to be. So therefore, the fourth cause of any is corruption. Now, CBC in this 1 week wants to increase awareness. It is like, you have celebrate festivals. See, why is it that we celebrate, say, Christmas or we celebrate Diwali? Now, these kind of things, we are praying, going to the church and praying, or praying to the gods and goddesses. Why not a special day? I am supposed to be praying and praying, so why we should have a special day? This, when you have a special day, what happens is you spend more time thinking about it. That sort of reinforces, reiterates these ideas inside your mind, and maybe it makes you think. Normally, you will not be thinking. See, every day you're so busy with your jobs. You'll not be thinking, here, I should be vigilant, I should see if the traction is not there and all that. But once you understand, it reiterates that idea. You think about it regularly, or you discuss with your families. So when you go and discuss with your family, your child is also learning something from it. So this is how you spread knowledge. That is why this 1 week is very important. We do various kinds of activities. We involve school and college children because that is where values are being formed. So therefore, we have various competitions and all that so that they get involved in it. If you are writing some essay on a topic, you could spend some time thinking about that topic. You would have ideas about it. So, some concentration is there, and that you will remember for some time. Every year you do it, it gets reinforced. So that is the whole idea of this vigilance awareness week. And every year a theme is given. Now this year's theme, I'm sure you have been told. In Hindi, it is Bhrashtachaar Mukt Bharat, Samriddh Bharat. That is corruption-free India for a developed country. Now, corruption is something which is not something which is very new. Even in Roman ages, there was corruption. They say even in Kautilya, Arthashastra, he has talked about corruption, how people have been misusing things. So, because, human beings, we are such a species, we are the most intelligent species, there's no doubt. We have improved a lot. But we suffer from one problem, that is greed. No other species is greedy. They only do what they need. Have you ever heard of a tiger killing 100 animals and keeping it? Because today I need 1 year, tomorrow day after, and my next 4 generations will also be eating because I never kill everything else. It's only human beings need to do this. See, I am collecting wealth not only for myself, I am collecting wealth for everybody, including my 14 generations in the Swiss bank. We've all got these. People are stashing wealth away to Swiss bank, or they are doing money laundering and sending it to Cayman Islands and what. So why do you need? See, I can tell you because I'm much older than all of you. After some time, you do not require anything. The salary which government gives us these days is more than enough. Because as age comes, your how much clothes can you buy? How many things are you can live in only one house. What is the use of one house? Okay, maybe you want to live in 4, 5 cities, you have one house in every city. After that, what? Your mobility also decreases, your capacity to consume decreases. But still we continue, because it is an addiction. And that is when you get corruption. That, okay, anything and everything I just want for myself and me alone. That is all. We are not bothered. Okay, today I am taking this. I am depriving somebody else. I just think about myself. I just tell you a small thing, because I've been related with business. Just last weekend, I was, I think this thing, some time was there, I was watching a movie. It was very, offbeat, I think Sony Live or something like that. The Light from Oceans, it was called. It's a gay romance or something like that. But the movie had such a powerful impact with the message. I don't know, anybody has watched this movie? Then I'll briefly tell you. It's a man who's come back from the World War, the First World War. He's seen a lot of death and all. He comes. He takes a job in a small island which has nobody else except a lighthouse. I think you may understand what is a lighthouse. Lighthouse is that tall building where the light is put on in the night so that it guides the ships from the rocks and all. It doesn't. So he goes there. Then there is a girl who has lost her two brothers. She says, okay, they get married. And then they are not able to. Every time she's conceiving, she's losing the baby. And suddenly one day, that lighthouse person's job is to keep a watch. I mean, put the lights on and then keep a watch, record everything. If there's any mishap, he has to report that immediately to what's called. He sees a boat come. Then he runs, both of them run there. There is a man who is already dead in that boat, and it's a small baby girl. So he is supposed to report to him a boat has come like this, a man is dead, and there's a baby girl. He has to send a message to the mainland. The wife says, why should we send the message? Go and send the message. Prevents him forcibly from sending it. No, he doesn't want to. He wants to send the message. He says this is wrong. It is my duty to send the message. But she, makes a lot of scene and they keep that baby girl. He finally says, okay, I'll not send the message. Then the baby girl goes, I think she's about 2-3 years. They take her to the mainland where they are going to have some ceremony. Then while they are waiting in the church, he goes into there's a graveyard attached. One lady who's sitting in front of her grave, in which then and she's crying and putting flowers, and then he goes there and he says, this is to my husband and daughter who were lost in the sea. May God take care of them. So she is the one who's lost that baby and she's still crying about it. So it deeply affects this person that he keeps wondering, what have I done? Then after that, he somehow gives a anonymous note saying your baby is fine, but your husband is dead. Then the baby had a gratitude, peculiar thing. Next time he goes, he keeps it. Then they get caught. And of course, they go to jail and all that, and the baby is restored back to the mother. The whole idea is that the person, under the influence of his family, see, everybody's what happens. A person who is alone in the world will not be corrupt. What corruption comes from is because there is so much familial pressure. So therefore, it is because his wife said, I'm not getting a child. This child will go off to an orphanage. Why not we keep it? Why don't you understand? It's good for the child. So whatever wrong that they're doing, they're justifying it. So each of us has a value system. We know what is right, we know what is wrong. But when we are doing wrong, we always justify it. We justify it saying, okay, because of these reasons, it is justified and I should do this. Similarly, but then ultimately, the man's far sense of responsibility, honor, and right, it wins and he is given. But, they spend a very sad life after that. Had they reported it right to the beginning, maybe it would have been better for everybody. So similarly, when you get pressures from people around you, that is when you should resist. Corruption, that corrupt activity or wrong activity, let us say, it is a moment, it is like, people commit suicide. Normally, a person will not commit suicide. But momentarily, you have such a problem that you are totally depressed, you can see nothing in front of you, and that is the moment where you take a decision like this. Similarly, corruption also, for I think a minute or two you become totally blind and undertake something which is wrong. It is those moments you should be vigilant about. That you should be alert. Okay, this is something where during that time I have to bring into play my willpower. Because if you have the willpower, that is the only thing which will help you overcome this kind of weakness. See, common thing what people, especially youngsters, You always compare yourself. It's a human nature. We always compare ourselves to somebody who's better than us. That somebody who's richer than us, more beautiful, more handsome than us, more a bigger car, bigger house. So we think, oh, he's got such a big house. I should also have. He's got a 15 lakh car. Why am I having this Maruti Alto? It is worse than a scooter. I also want to do this thing. Now, if you do not have the means to get it, then that is where you are tempted to do something wrong. So therefore, stop comparing yourself. Saying, hey, see, compare, there are so many messages now. Of course, thanks to WhatsApp, everybody gets a lot of yarn in the morning. Because in fact, the day they start charging WhatsApp, I think all this will stop. Nobody will wish you good morning, nobody will send you a big message. But if you think about some of the messages, they make sense. See, there is one, where a person who has this thing, like he sees his boss in big car, I'm sure more wants to do. He says, oh, this stupid car. Then somebody who's going by this thing, or cycle says, oh, you have such a beautiful car, I'm only in this thing. Then there's somebody who's walking, he says, I think you have a bike, I have to walk. Then there is somebody without legs who's not even able to walk. So there is always somebody unfortunate. So let us be satisfied with our position in society. There is no harm in striving to become better. See, when your boys they come for the campus recruitment or you are looking for a job, you better your opportunity. You change your job and go to a better job, which you got through fair means. There is no harm in that. All of us want to improve ourselves, but don't improve yourself at the cost of, depriving somebody else. So if you're depriving, see, every time you are paying money to get a job, that means some meritorious, if it really is that it succeeds, you have stopped some meritorious candidate who might have studied so much more from getting a job. So that is fine. Everything, if you forget your selfishness for a little while, then you will find that life will now obviously the country becomes much more developed, you become happier because no matter how much we get from external, happiness comes only from within. If you are satisfied with yourself, with your this thing, only then you can get your happiness. Otherwise, no amount of things, it leases for some help. After that, it leases its. Anybody,
No.
because even a few years we've had this integrity and honesty and integrity as a way of life. But I feel maybe integrity, honesty, all these things you can teach small children. You can teach your kids at home because when nobody is born with say evil mind. So even this the conditioning which comes, circumstances which come. So you can teach those people that this is right, this is wrong, you should do this, you should do this, you should not do this. But once you reach a certain level of maturity, nothing, nobody, no external force can change. It has to come from within. So when you have some time you're spending thinking, see, I'm telling you some things, some of you would be registering, some of you would not be registering. But definitely it is triggering off a thought process in your mind. Because your own thoughts, your own ideas. Now, suppose I stop speaking, I ask any one of you to come and speak on this. You will come up with your own ideas. I don't think there is any dearth of ideas amongst any of us. Everybody knows what is to be done, how it is to be done. Only thing is whether we have the will to. And one common phrase that we hear very often is, look, all those people are doing it. If I stop, is it going to create any difference? Whether I do it or I don't do it, it won't make a difference. Yesterday, we had this Vigilance Awareness Week observance launched on South Central Railway. We had one Brahma Kumari coming and speaking. She told a very nice story. Let me share it with you. There is this thing, king who has dug a huge hole. He says, I want a pond of milk. So therefore, he says, he want so many people are there in this kingdom. Each of you in the night give put one glass of water in that. So people have one lake of milk. This is something great in our country. Next morning, he wakes up and sees the pond is full of water, but it is full of water. Because everybody thought that everybody is going to drink milk. I need a glass of water, why should I waste my milk? So everybody thought that everybody else will be putting milk, I will put water. So everybody put water and the whole thing is water. So therefore, every glass of milk makes a difference. That is going to make an effort. And you cannot say, I remember when we were school children, you get punished when you're caught doing something, some mischief you're doing. First thing that you say, they were also doing, even if no one's not. So that is what I did. I remember a teacher of mine who used to say, okay, suppose all of them go and jump into the well, will you also go and jump? So no, when something, we are choosing only to do something which we think, okay, I can get away with. So that is attitude which we have to change. See, for example, even if you see all this thing, all the climate problems that we have, developed nations have been doing whatever they feel like. In US, you go, nobody dries. There's so much breeze. There's so much sunlight in summer, but nobody dries their clothes outside. They're all using dryers. They're all using machines, air conditioners, all these air conditioning. They'll never enjoy the open air just unless they're going camping or something. So the climate change contribution has definitely come largely from them. But who do they blame? They blame us. Okay, our population is huge, but they say, hey, you people are responsible. But ultimately, everybody is suffering from it. It is not that, only the undeveloped countries are suffering, the developed nations are not suffering. You see, this time in Europe, it was so hot. They don't have a concept of ceiling fans. For us, everywhere we have ceiling fans because that is necessary. They don't have ceiling fans. They have only in Europe, West, so they will have cold and hot. Europe, they have only heating because they never needed the cold air conditioning to make it cold. But this time, it was so hot, it was even hotter than Hyderabad in some places. So all those people who went to Europe trip said, what is this? We might as well have stayed here instead of going on a vacation. So that is why any action which is done by one person or a group has a total effect. So do not ever think, doesn't matter, because so many people are doing, I will be lost. Each of us has to have our own sense of value. Nobody can tell us what is wrong, what is right. It cannot be taught to anyone. So, first, vigilance, the first thing is start being vigilant about yourself. Next is start being vigilant about people around you. Because if you set an example, perhaps, one person might follow. There was one poem about this thing, Longfellow, who said that lives of great men all remind us we can make our lives sublime. And some forlorn and shipwrecked brother, seeing those footprints on the sands of time, will take heart. So that is why if you are leaving footprints on the sands of time, somebody who would be influencing, somebody, who says, oh, such an honest person, I want to be like that. And definitely I can tell you that reputation is something which is most important for us. No amount of wealth, this thing, worldly goods are going to help you as much as your reputation. And we think that, oh, nobody, I am doing this, nobody knows, but everybody knows. I mean, I've worked in railways all my life, and I tell you that people even know because we used to be in control of 4,000, 1,000 staff. Unbelievably, they even know what to eat, when you eat, what all happens, who's so anybody who's indulging in corruption, everybody knows about that. And then you get a lot of complaints. You won't believe the number of complaints that I get. I don't know. Vigilance officer here gets complaints or
Offline it has increased.
so anyway,
As the organization grows.
that complaints. I hope that being an academic institution, it will be, clean and because you are giving values to your students. Therefore, it is very important that you have absolute corruption, not reduction in corruption, but corruption-free atmosphere. Till now, I have not heard that anybody has got into IIT because of some unfairness.
It's not possible.
That is not possible. So we should continue that. So if now let me just talk to you about complaints because many of you might be wanting to make a complaint because another website you are thinking that you will report any corrupt activity. Okay. For doing that now, complaint, whenever a complaint comes, we have to do what is known as genuineness verification. So what do we mean by genuineness verification? Because I get a lot of complaints afterwards. My complaint was genuine. What is this? The genuineness verification. The genuineness verification that we go is the genuineness of the complaint. Okay. Because there are many people who are in a habit of making false complaints. I'm jealous of people. So immediately I make a complaint against you. And I hope that you will get it your job. So that kind of thing happens very often. So the first thing we do is, and I don't want to make a complaint because you are my very good friend. So I don't want you to know that I have complained. So I take her name and put the complaint. So that if you know, you fight with her. So when I give somebody else's name and put the complaint, it's called as pseudonymous complaint. Otherwise, I won't give a name and all. I just give a complaint and say, this is what is happening and all that. That is an anonymous complaint. Now, the rules are very, very, very clear. The DOPT, that is Department of Personnel and Training, and CDC have just said very clearly, no anonymous, no pseudonymous complaint is to be entered. It is to be filed and checked. Then, unless the complainant is a genuine complainant, you do not. Complaint may be genuine, complaint may not be genuine. You think you have seen some corruption. There may be some reason for which that action was being taken, and it's not an act of corruption. So therefore, that is for investigation. But first of all, whether you have done the complaint or not, that is what has to be seen. Now, that is genuine. Now, you will think, but I want to complain against my boss. And he has full control over me. If he knows that I have complained against him, I put my name. I know he's doing something wrong. I put my name in that. I will be punished by him. He will take some revenge. So for that also we have, there is a whistleblower's policy. You can give information. You can keep your identity hidden. That identity, you can keep it hidden from the investigating agency. What happens is that you are supposed to give a complaint directly to CDC. Okay. It has to be not an email complaint. Again, there's another thing, email complaints are not entertained. Okay. So even you might think, yeah, shoot out an email complaint is just fine. It must be put in a envelope and you have to send it. That envelope has to be, and your name should not appear on the envelope. It should be only similar addressed to Chief Vigilance, Central Vigilance Commission. And PIDPEI. It is public interest disclosure protection of the informant. So PIBPI, you just write PIBPI on that and it was. But inside the complaint, you have to give your name and full address and the top. What CBC does is it hides that name and address, and these complaints are given the maximum importance. It hides that and it gives the remaining complaint to the investigating agency. Like for South Central, I am the investigating agency. Or it might go to CBI, it might go to everybody. So then we investigate without knowing the name. We don't have to do any general verification. We investigate, we come to some conclusions with that, and it is given. Action is taken about. So there are means by which you can keep your identity confidential and you can make a complaint. And afterwards, you're not supposed to follow up because if you follow up what happened to my complaint, then your name will be. This is just for giving them information that this wrongdoing is happening. So any of you can see any wrongdoing, not only in your organization, you can see it anywhere. But it should be a genuine thing. It should not be just, for because we get so many complaints. Like one very common complaint for railways is caste certificate. This person has given fake caste certificate. And then we have to do a full listing and then it is discovered no, it's not. Just malicious complaint. Or he has too many properties. Now that is when you're making a complaint in your own name and you say this is the complaint, you have to support it with evidence. Documentary evidence, or somebody has called you up and asked you for some favor or that you have a tape of that conversation. And don't think that you can doctor or morph and get it. Because it is sent to forensic to check whether it is proper or whether you have inserted text. So that thing happens very much with the technological advancement. You have many people doing these kind of things. Because unfortunately, human beings, another trait is we get a vicarious pleasure by causing problems to it. So that happens very often. There is another thing. If you are a frequent complainant, and none of your complaints, all your complaints are found to be baseless, action can be taken against you. You can be prosecuted and put in jail if you are making frequent baseless complaints. So before you make any complaints and all that, just think about it. But you should definitely bring to notice if something is coming here. Okay. Now, if you have, I think I just have 5 minutes. If you have any questions, because I've very roughly touched about this. So if you have any questions or if there is anything you would like to know, please feel free to ask. Of course, whenever this is said in this thing, everybody keeps silent. Because is there any aspect that you would like to know? I don't know. Are you people doing tenders and all that?
Yes, we tenders. It's to gem and open tenders.
Open tenders. So tenders is another area where a lot of vigilance cases happen. Because it may be some general mistakes, it may be qualified mistakes. Tenders, right at the time of drawing up the specifications and the conditions, you have to be very careful. And recently there was one case where, civil engineering tender, it was like the eligibility condition was the person should have experience of this and another. Now, deliberately it was, afterwards it has come out in the investigation that it was a deliberate thing to qualify one person and has been taken by all. So just, one word makes so much difference. And a person who was not eligible was given the contract. He did a lot of other things also. He used this material which was not discarded by railways. It was lying there. He used that and claimed as new material. Then he has paid bribe to the officer, not directly, to his father-in-law, mother-in-law, his cousin, everybody. In this case, it is a CBI case because what happened that The contractor paying right now, money trail is something which railway residents cannot see. See, if there's a money trail, what residence officer also will not be able to find out. But CPI has access to accounts. And another thing which, when you're doing WhatsApp call, it comes encrypted, nothing can be done, all that, please don't believe. Because you can get full listing of WhatsApp calls also. And they have every conversation. And then there is one, I mean, when you think there is one officer who has had conversation with the contractor, in that case, the contractor was actually playing the bride because he is also getting advantage. So, again, that officer has got caught. So, you be careful. And the contractors are surely, don't worry, sir, we don't get officers into problem. So, everything, all this is safe. What we talking, nobody can see. And CBI has got the full transcript of that form. So, therefore, nothing, we have no privacy in the right now. So, whatever you are doing, it is very easy to have a draconian state also because you can everything that you're doing and somehow we have become very communicative over like face-to-face communication is gone for a toss. Now everything we want to do WhatsApp or on this thing through Facebook or Instagram or something like that, which is don't way. So therefore, when case is made, everything is there. They can find out which one. And now what has happened is when people are paying bribes, because what I think when demonetization will happen, so cash or one floor will never be given. Because you have 1 crore cash, and suddenly Modi ji says, okay, no, more this thing, 500 rupee notes. So after that, everybody is this thing. So it is all paid to bank. They think that if I pay use my relative's account, it will never be traced back to me. But it is not so. Yet this thing which is given by the officer is that no, my relatives, he had borrowed money from the relatives, and that is what he was paying back. Okay, why does your railway contractor borrow money from your relatives? And go a lot of them. So in the long run, yes, people are getting caught. But imagine what happens with CBI cases is peculiarly, like all court cases of our university, it takes a very long time to list. So and many cases where they have got them red-handed also, they got acquitted. But they got acquitted after 14 years. Imagine the mental tension and trauma and the days you spend in Tihar jail. There are many officers who visit Tihar jail also. So the days you spend and then your neighbors, your relatives, everybody knows that you've gone to jail. So do you want that kind of stress and strain and have that stigma? It is always better to follow the straight and narrow and try to get the best of life and try to improve yourself too, so that your thoughts improve. So I think with this side shall end. And we can only see judges and all that continue internalize it, not judge. So you do your little bit to make media corruption free. So everything you stop giving bribes. The TT will not take, it cannot take from you if you are not paying it. TT is just a small example I'm giving.
In the days are over, madam. PT sitting now.
Because we see
It's technology.
technology takes over and makes it more transparent. And you have like earlier chart used to be prepared. Now all the works which were cancelled after that, they used to be free for the TT. Now TT is crying, we don't have any works to unlock. Sometimes some emergency
Yes.
comes. Like genuinely, the person has to go or something. There's something. That is just an example. If you go not, if you buy something, insist on the bill. Don't try to save some 10 rupees, not paying the tax. So anyway, thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. I don't know whether whatever I said made any sense to you, but I hope you start thinking about it. You can educate yourself. Whatever you want to read up, when you have your free time, you can always read up on the net. That is one of the biggest advantages that we have of the internet. Okay, thank you.
I have only one question. Do you have complaint box in your organization? You can just drop some complaints. Because somebody may not be comfortable even dropping an email.
Email complaints are not accepted. Complaint box, suggestion boxes are there. You cannot do a complaint. See, complaint has to come with the full address and it has to come by post. Okay, only then it is sent, and then we send with your full postal address. Then we send it to that postal address, and you have to confirm, yes, I have paid this complaint. Yes, I will provide all the evidence and documents to support my complaint.
They will recheck whether the complaint is pending.
And then the complainant and the person is called and the investigation is done. If you just say in the end, I think he is taking a bribe, what makes you think? Unless you have some evidence, you cannot say. It cannot be your gut feeling. See, I think because he has bought a new gun, he must have taken a bribe. That cannot be the thing. It has to be with full address and preferably a receipt. But or it can be dropped by hand in a secret cover in the office. Very simple, come by hand and give it.
Thanks. Okay, so once again, on behalf of IIT, a big round of applause. On the way from Secunderabad to Kanji, you know the difficulty. That again he has to go back. And this week also is very important for her. So we thank you, madam, for your time. For your, it was very thoughtful, I would say, to summarize. Yeah, we are not that old. The population here is too young to appreciate most of your concepts. Yes. So I request Chanchala Devi to sort of felicitate you. Small token of appreciation. Shawl. Small memento from our hand. Yeah, with this, we'll close the talk. Yeah, and also I thank all the audiences because nowadays getting audience is lot of speakers. So I once again thank all of you for your precious time. And as we are growing, it's a very important talk. If you initiate some thoughts on this discussion, most likely our IIT Hyderabad is, I think, the most transparent organization that I can vouch.
Continue to keep
Yes,
it
yes, that I'm fully confident of that. But as we grow, things might become. So please be aware. Thank you. Thank you for.